here.
We are back.
Whoa. If you were here, well, hey, welcome to Marital Hate.
Hello, I'm Doug.
I'm Stacey.
And we're Marital Hate.
Well, we're not Marital Hate.
No,
This is Marital Hate, our podcast.
It exists in the world.
And if you're new here, and I hope you are, or if you're old, you're fucking awesome. We love those people every fucking time. This is not the time.
It's all cloudy. Now it's better. Look at that.
Time to do that.
I should have done it before, but I was busy.
Okay. Anyway, I was in the middle of explaining. In any case, welcome to the podcast. We have some regulars that come all the time. They're the nicest people in the whole world. You should be friends with them. They're glad you're here. And we worship them. And we don't know who's here yet because I see 2 people are watching. So anyway, what happens is we discuss a little bit of everything. It could be
sometimes too much of one thing and not another.
Natural health, books for reading, our sex life. Usually I talk about that. Sometimes I get high and share way too much information. I did take cannabis oil, but at the start of the broadcast.
Well, by the end of tonight, we'll be rocking and rolling.
I'll be on fire.
She'll be in the pool.
In any case, our friend Josh is here. What's up, Josh? It's good to see you. Hope things are going a little bit better for you. And I've been praying for you. So anyway, we have a shitload of stuff to do today because we started our episode on Friday night.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
That was such a fucking
Facebook had a glitch.
Facebook had a glitch. It was not StreamYard's fault, but we couldn't get onto Facebook at all. And so we just called it because most of our viewers are via Facebook. We do have a couple of YouTube people, but and Twitter, nobody seems to be doing anything with our Twitter.
I don't know. People are afraid of Twitter now.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that.
In any case, I'm not afraid of Twitter. Are you afraid of Twitter?
No, but I lost my password because it was saved on my old Mac and not on my new Mac.
Reset it.
So I don't know. Then Elon Musk comes to the house and frisks me. And
I wish Elon Musk would come to the house. I would love to hang out with him.
I would love to have a dinner with him. I think he's just, because anybody that's a creator or like a, because he comes up with ideas on how to send people to the moon or solve traffic problems or whatnot.
I'm not going in a fucking tunnel. I don't give a shit what you say.
He's an interesting dude.
I was in the tunnel in Boston and we were coming back from a wedding, Aunt McKenna's wedding. There was an accident and it was bad. This BMW was pulled over on the right and he was stopped, broken down. This other car hit them. And I was sound asleep. I woke up and we were locking up our brakes so we didn't hit it. And in the Amigo of all things, which is
a good thing
a beacon of safety.
That's and not a good time to wake up.
And Todd White's here. What's up, Todd? We love you. We're so glad you're here.
In French.
I gotta pick on you today. So anyway, the one car is over here. The guy's like fine, but he's startled. And the other car, this chick was like seriously fucked up. And they tried to move her. And
I could feel that.
Fortunately, the person that I was with was like not taking any shit, was like, don't you fucking touch her. And they were trying to move her into another car because the guy was drunk off his ass. The police had to come backward up the tunnel. And I'm on the phone with them. I was sound asleep. I'm like, I don't know, we're in the tunnel in Boston coming back from the Cape, headed to Cambridge. And so they came, but it was fucking crazy.
You're not so good with those directions.
I don't love it. I didn't know where I was. I was sound asleep.
Well,
you know how I am when I'm asleep.
Maybe next time don't fall
I'm sorry. What am I like when
nobody
I'm asleep?
Gets hurt.
Can we talk about the spiders?
Catatonic. And then you wake up and you're like, man, there's spiders everywhere.
That doesn't really make sense, but okay. Tracy says that the flamingos look cool. Oh, I didn't even notice that you did that.
They're having a little competition back
there. A little volleyball game, which is are they taking us on? Because they're
no, because there's one in the pool, and so it's like a 4-on-1.
And the 3 little baby ones.
It's not really fair. It's not really fair. No, nobody said flamingos were a fair species.
Well, I feel like that. Okay, hear me out. Big controversy right now going on in the world pertaining to transgendered male to female playing in female sports.
Yes.
So I feel like if you had like a transgender dude to girl playing with 3 small children against 3 Olympic level athlete women, that would be fair.
So where does this one, where does that trans go to the bathroom? Just in the pool? Like everybody else?
Probably. I don't think everybody goes in the pool, but
I do not.
I don't know if I pee in the pool because I have bladder leakage problems. There's probably Stacey pee in the pool. There's going to be worse shit now. The chlorine's definitely worse.
You've been warned.
As a matter of fact, I'm a little concerned that the pool. I'm curious about the pool chemicals, so that
getting up your hoo-ha.
No. I mean, sure, but what I'm concerned about is, are they depleting my magnesium? Because one of the things that we found out was that table salt, your traditional table salt, actually pulls magnesium from your system, makes you magnesium deficient. So we have been fucking Celtic sea salting our asses off.
We have
for that, blah blah blah, and minerals. We highly recommend Celtic sea salt. I find it to be tasty.
It is quite delicious, as a matter of fact.
And I eat it like instead of potato chips because my magnesium is super low. But anyway, I don't know. We just all have to.
How's your mag? That's where you meet somebody in Massachusetts. Say, how's your mag?
You just said that because Donna's on the text, and we're going to get back to that. We didn't pull up the goddamn clown. She's going to kill us.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Tracy's laughing about something. I'm always happy about that. Where are the boys? The boys flew home on Saturday night.
They went,
and we're sad because they were going to interview us on Friday.
They were going to interview us.
One of these days, we'll get around to interviewing each other, and we should do the interview with Anne that we did with the boys, because I thought that those were some good questions. People seem to like them.
Yeah, no, those were pretty good. Those are pretty heavy thinking questions. We should supply them ahead of time to folks.
Well, they are supplied because we give them over. It's the same questions, and I don't know. But my thing is like just to get people talking. But Anne, like, we weren't really prepared for Anne. We're never prepared for anything, and so we didn't have the questions prepared yet. But I was a little nervous, honestly. Nolan. I knew Nolan could chat. I did not have any idea that his answers were going to be as insightful as they were. Like, I was blown away.
Well, both of them are my children, and I am insightful as all get out. So why would you expect any less?
I hate that
from
phrase,
my children?
but whatever.
I don't know where I came up with that.
So in any case, I'm just super proud of them because they're just fucking great kids. Yeah. But I was worried, honestly. I was worried because Wes is a quiet guy. I was worried Wes wasn't going to be able to handle it, and he fucking slammed dunked that shit.
Put it in your face.
And if you know anyone, if you know, Wesley's on the autism spectrum, and if you know anybody that's on the autism spectrum, I got to tell you, my stepson is fucking inspiring.
Yes, hero.
He's a badass, and yeah, I don't know. I couldn't be prouder of those kids. If they were mine, I get to borrow them though, and I don't have to push any of those crazy big heads. Well, not Nolan's head's like normal size. Wes has got a big head. That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, it's always like kind of a letdown after they leave and the house is quiet again, and and there's, it's just the two of us, and we look at each other, and I say, "Are you enjoying sitting in that chair?"
We're usually exhausted by the time the kids leave. We love them. Yeah, usually, we want to hang out with them, but we're just fucking exhausted by the time they leave. Michelle says that she hopes we had a nice visit. We did. I believe
they also said that they had a nice visit.
They had an awesome time. As a matter of fact, Nolan, oh God, he's like, I almost don't want to. I don't remember his exact words, but it was something that just, if I don't want to go home, it's such a positive environment here.
Well,
that made my year. Like that's what we're shooting for. We're hoping to make a positive environment.
I think he was talking about me. You're not, you're a little much.
Anyone who believes that has never met my husband.
I am awesome.
A grouch. Tracy says the boys were awesome. And yeah, I mean, if you, I don't know about Nolan, but you can, Wes is definitely open to having friends. It's Wes Gear, and Facebook, Insta, Twitter. He's everywhere. And friend him. He's a great guy. He's got a lot of interesting
I've never looked at Twitter to see if Wes has a Twitter. Like, Wes could be lighting it up in Twitter. I don't know.
But listen, Wes genuinely does light it up. I mean, he's not like Nolan, like, and I would never say this, except Nolan has said it himself, is that Nolan is like a typical gay 20-year-old. And so he lights up everywhere.
Wait, he's Nolan's gay?
Yes, he is. But like, Nolan is like, it's funny because I think Nolan has a reserved side to him, but then Nolan has the, for lack of a better expression, fabulous side to him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because no matter how you slice any of it, they're just awesome. We like genuinely enjoy spending time with them.
No, we always look forward to when they come down, and yeah.
And there was things that I learned from them while we were here. Oh shit. I just got a message that I have 23 new DNA relatives.
Ooh, coming to you live, folks. DNA update. We never know what you're gonna get with Daisy's bag of DNA tricks.
So two things. The first one is that I have a brother who's given up for adoption. I've been trying to find. That's why I got it in the first place. I also used it to get medical information. And one of the things I found out is that I have MTHFR, which 98% of the people on the autism spectrum have. So am I on the spectrum? Somewhere, because ADD is on there, and I for sure have ADD. We're just too old to get tested. Nobody tests old people. They're like,
I think we're too old to change our ways. So that's like, what difference is it going to make? So but you were saying that you had a brother that was put up for adoption. Yep. I would like to go on this public forum, and if anybody wants to adopt my brothers, we can talk.
Yeah, they're kind of assholes.
Because, well, their parents aren't around anymore. So.
Here, wonderfully supporting the podcast once again. Oh, wait. They don't.
Well, it's probably Jeopardy time or NCIS time or...
anything that they could TiVo and watch later, or they could even watch this later.
I don't know. I got to be honest. I'm not sure that Phil knows how to use a computer. And Steve doesn't know how to computer, but
he couldn't get through more than
he couldn't get through more 3 minutes. So we wait till the 3-minute mark, and then we badmouth Steve.
Just so you know, we'll talk shit about you behind your back if you piss us off. We'll also should talk to you to your face. I just I'll call them up. Give me their phone number. Tracy said she will friend him for sure. You guys have to compare your cat pics. Jen says screw siblings. This is not West Virginia. We do not screw.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what backwoods town you came from.
That's concerning to me. So my brother is like, I think he's like 18 months younger than me.
Yes.
I don't really know. And I'm not into younger dudes. And maybe that's why. Maybe I was afraid I was going to fuck my brother.
Oh.
Could have happened.
Oh, that's a deep-seated nugget right there.
Incidentally, one of my favorite movies
is
Joe Dirt, Christopher Walken, David Spade, who I'm not a huge fan of. Kid Rock is in it.
Yeah.
And in the movie, he thinks that Jamie Presley is his sister.
Yeah.
Jamie Presley from
My Name is Earl.
Amazing. Love her.
With Joey.
I don't know what else she's been on lately, but anyway, she's
in that movie with the mom. She was in that movie.
Okay. So she's just fantastic. And so in it, she's sleeping with Joe Dirt, and they realize that she could be his sister. And so he's like, I'm fucking my sister. And she's like, no, I'm not your sister. We can't possibly be related. And so then he can't get it up anymore. And she starts saying, I'm your sister. And they fuck. You have a pimple.
How's that? Look at that. Well, it's all sweaty.
I normally have stuff.
It is crazy hot out here. It is insanity right now.
So our friends from New England who are like, oh, we got this.
Yeah, it's all rainy up there. And
well, they had this fire smog.
Yeah, they did. Well, it's 67 there, mostly cloudy.
Yeah, it's 85 here right now.
85.
But it's sticky.
It is sticky. It's like, I'm complaining.
So
about the heat.
So Jen is laughing and sticking out her tongue. Donna's telling us TMI. Donna, are you kidding me? You saying it's TMI. I'm not going to talk about the thing that you told Zach that Doug always tells Doug while he's eating that makes it so Doug can't eat.
Don't even. I'm trying to drink my water.
But we could all go there sometimes. And this is the TMI podcast after all. I mean, it is me. Tracy says she loves the show Mom. We're talking about not the show Mom, but is the show Mom?
Well, I mentioned the Mom, and you didn't know what it was, but she's saying that she loves it.
But she's saying the show.
Yes, the show Mom is the girl from House Bunny, and
Anna Faris.
Yes, Anna Faris, and I can't remember that.
Joy's not on that.
Yeah, she's the best friend, and then Anna Faris left the show, so now it's pretty much the relationship between Joy and.
Oh, I love Joy. Maybe I'll start watching that. And Tracy says, I'm sorry. I thought he did say the movie Mom, and I didn't know what he was talking about, but whatever. No. You did say the movie.
Oh, I meant to say the show. I don't know.
Tracy says that Joe Dirt is hilarious. Yeah, footprint gas pedal. I actually have a footprint gas pedal, but we never put it in.
I tried to put it in, and it was like the way I had to do it was like jerry rigged, and I'm like, if this thing sticks, I'm like,
put it in the Volvo.
That would be minus Volvo points.
Oh my God, Tracy, come visit. I'll give you my footprint gas pedal for your new truck.
Oh, that'd be cool as hell.
And some truck nuts. Tracy.
Oh yeah, we got to get truck nuts.
Yes, we can't breathe here. Oh my God, Michelle, I'm so sorry. Definitely.
I thought she said she couldn't breathe because she was laughing so much at this entertaining podcast. But that's okay, Michelle. That's all right. Well, we'll just worry about your.
Hey, you know what I just realized?
What did you realize?
Christina gave me this beautiful epoxy frame with like shells in it.
Yes.
and told me to hang it in the window, but then she didn't paint the back of it. That's sloppy ass.
It's only for inside. Well, because she gave it to you in New England. Nobody goes outside New England.
You raise a valid point, but I'm just saying that my chiropractor is
it's unfinished. Send it back.
Send in some lovely, thoughtful, unfinished gifts, and she actually collected all of those shells on my birthday and made it, and she's just the best. I don't know if they're doing that so much anymore. Anyway, Donna says it's 80 up in New Hampshire today.
Too much information about your brother.
My brother. Oh, it's not my brother. I do have a brother, but this was about the movie Joe Dirt. I've never slept with my brother because I don't generally sleep with younger guys. I like old dudes. Daddy issues. I want to come visit. Well, come visit, Tracy. We got a guest room.
I was going to say this. Our guests. We had two sets of guests, and now our schedule is open. So I would like anybody who would like to apply for a visit.
Fill out an application.
Send a written. I would like to see things of nature of visit, behavior while visiting, things like.
I don't know.
It's got to be like it's got to be an RFP.
All right. So Anne came and she brought presents, which we didn't expect us to bring us presents. It was very thoughtful of her. But the most important thing that Anne brought, and I wish she was here. Show him.
Oh, this is my water jug, and I'm a little bit behind today. I'm at like 5 o'clock, but I did have a couple seltzers, so. Boom, boom, boom. Plus,
except that's half of what you should be drinking every day.
Oh my God.
What was your blood pressure?
Bad.
160 over 110?
105. It's not where I want it to be. I'm taking my salt. I'm drinking my water.
How many vegetables did you eat today?
I had squash and then I had spinach. So there.
That's 2 servings of vegetables.
Yes.
That's not enough.
I had vegetables today.
Yes, but
I don't even remember what I had for breakfast.
The majority.
Oh no, I had spinach and
so you had 3 servings
omelets,
of vegetables.
So 3 servings of vegetables.
So you're supposed to have like 8.
Well, I'm supposed to have 8 vegetables, 2 things of this giant water.
Yeah.
And then
and no pretzel chips.
Did I have any pretzel chips today? No, I did not.
No, we had them for dinner last night.
I had pretzel chips and hummus. Why is this why am I in the third degree? And
because
why am I
don't want
myself?
You to die.
I'm taking my.
Does anybody want Doug to die? Would anybody like Doug to die? Because I don't want Doug to die. So, but Charlie says that when I nag you, it's abuse.
Well,
you know what's abuse is eating nothing but garbage and being like,
okay, define garbage. I ate pretty well today. Yes,
but we're talking about a 57-year life.
You don't see me going to Burger King and McDonald's and all these other places that are probably really bad.
How many cookies and macaroons did you have last week?
I had some cookies. I had some macaroons.
And cake?
I had very little cake.
Cheez-Its?
I had 2 Cheez-Its, as a matter of fact, 2 Cheez-Its. I'm getting off the stand right now.
If anybody can help me find myself a new husband.
Yeah, but somebody that eats like garbage drinks 4 Mountain Dews, 8 Mountain Dews a day.
I am only worried about one person in the whole world. You.
But when you say you eat like garbage,
all I can say is I have been sick for 10 fucking years and doing everything unreasonably possible to heal. And I have wanted to die many, many times. It's over here. You can bring it when I'm done. I've wanted to die many, many times. And I'm like, Doug, you know what? I have had enough. It's been 10 fucking years of this bullshit. I got myself a helium tank. I am good to go. Can we go to Disney World for a week? Then you can have the life insurance. Everybody's happy. No, don't die. That makes me sad. I just want you to take care of yourself.
Podcast audience is siding with me at this point.
I hope you're not.
Oh, geez.
Because when I'm the widow gear, I'll be like, really? Thanks a lot, guys. Anyway, the Flamingos are not in jail. Apparently, they're playing volleyball. That is volleyball net. They have a volleyball. They're very athletic. And you missed our whole transgendered flamingo type thing. I knew you were joking about sex with a joker, so I was joking with a TMI.
See, we didn't get it in real time.
Honestly, I've had so many stupid people that I've interacted with on the internet today. I can't tell the difference. Jen says it's a start. Good job, Doug. Inspire us.
Yes, Jennifer. Thank you.
$160 over $110. Donna says smoothie. I hate them. You know what? We do the daily harvest smoothies. If anybody wants a code, let us know. We'll send you one, or I can post it. They're great because they're organic, and you just throw it in the blender. We actually throw in super greens.
and the beet powder
and the
the
seeds.
You like
usually,
the
so
seeds. I don't like seeds so much.
I like the seeds. They're gone when you put them in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They blend up.
I tried some seeds.
Any case, they're super good for you. And so we try to do those, the Daily Harvest smoothies. They have like other stuff. They have oats and bowls and scoops. The scoops actually used to be good, but they're not anymore.
The bites?
No, the scoops are like the ice cream.
The
bites are really good. We haven't had any lately.
The soup I find a little bland, but the ingredients are good.
But if you put if you put the right product with the soup, like you have to use chicken broth or coconut cream or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, we're happy to tell you which ones we like, which ones we don't like. We recommend them. They're kind of pricey. I order 12 at a time and then I just turn it off for a couple months. And they're like $7 a whop, but it's still cheaper than eating out and certainly more healthy. Donna's saying no, but I don't know what she's saying no to. Doug, I don't want Doug to die either.
Thank you.
Doug makes awesome cookies. He does. Which awesome cookies? You think that you should talk about your mom's sugar cookies?
Oh, I don't know if Donna's maybe.
Probably
maybe. Those are the cookies I kind of remember.
Jen, we love you so much.
Jen is fantastic.
And she said she loves us both so much. Donna says he cares just about as much as you do about him. Yes, that's true. That's very
nice.
Charlie is
Charlie's here. Let me recap the first 21 minutes. So if you guys want to come back in 21 minutes and 22 minutes, Charlie, we came on the air and then we said hello to everyone. And then
we talked about fucking your brother or my brother or someone else's brother. You missed it. I don't know what to tell you, Charlie. You should get here sooner. I knew it's not like you were doing something else. Because he was like talking. Well, I know what he was doing. He was jerking off. Oh. He told me. I said, "Are you coming?" And he said, "Where?" He said, "After I finished masturbating." I said, "Where?"
This guy in a masturbation.
He has to use 2 hands. Donna says she hates smoothie. They all look like puke. I have a gag reflex.
Now I will never look at a smoothie the same.
I do not have a gag reflex. That's how I got the ring. Don't act all like, "Oh no, I would never." Blah, blah, blah.
Then why didn't you get rings from all the other guys?
Really?
They dropped.
Do you want to hear how many rings have been purchased for me over the years?
Yeah, I'm not the one out there
and
non-gagging it up.
No, all I can say is just
keep digging out of that hole.
I'm trying
to dig out of
that
non-gagging hole that you have.
There are many dicks I have not sucked and gotten rings for, and there are dicks I have sucked and not gotten rings for. But I've gotten a ring from you, and that's the most important thing
folks.
of all. You're ridiculous. Donna says the sugar ones, you had to hide them.
Right.
Donna knows that story. That's right. Story. We didn't have to hide them from you because you eat a reasonable amount of food. Thank you for being a normal person. Jen's laughing about something. I don't know what it is. I knew you would say something like that. Is Donna? Yeah, she's right. I usually say crazy shit. No holes are sacred. You said last week. Oh my God, that thing I sent today. That was hilarious.
Things. Oh, yeah.
What did it go? We could just show it.
Yeah, I suppose we could. How do we do that?
Do you have your text open on your computer?
No.
You need to have your text open.
Yeah, I closed it out.
So we'll have to show that another time. But anyway, it was this guy that goes before the school board. He calls himself my name.
Oh, his pronoun was butt porker.
Butt porker. And he had a flag in the whole 9 yards. And he was kind of poking fun at Pride Month. And, I can understand.
No, he wasn't poking.
Can I tell you, I can understand poking fun at. He was poking fun at Pride Month.
I think he was poking fun at the pronoun whole.
Yes.
The whole issue.
But he had a whole flag in the whole 9. But here's my thing. Can I say this?
I guess you're
and this might offend the LGBTQ community. Tracy and Nolan and Billy and all of our wonderful gays, we love you. But I want to say this. I find Pride Month and also Black History Month and any of the months to be ridiculous. And the reason I say that is I love my gays all year. I love my blacks all year. I love everybody all fucking year. And when you make it like, oh, this is this 1 month, and like, what are we going to forget about you the rest of the year? Let's love everybody every day. And let's not worry about the categories that people are put into.
I have the same feelings about Valentine's Day, but I don't have the same feelings about these other months because I think these people need these people.
See,
I think I think you should pay tribute.
I rest my case
to certain groups.
But like, here's the thing: like, we want to all be equal. We want to be treated the same, right? And so, I don't think that like corporations that are coming along to placate you for 30 days. give two shits about the gay community. And it's funny because Nolan and I were talking about this the other day. It's like, yeah, like I think it's great that people support the gay community. I think it's great that people support every community. But let's stop dividing people into little categories and using them as a marketing demographic. Well,
I think that was the other thing too. We were talking about Nolan a little bit. I think you more than I, but like, don't like be you. Don't let the gay define you, or don't let the disability define you, or don't let this, whatever. It's the same like thing. Yeah.
Because everybody like, okay, why don't we, instead of being like, no, you can't make a stereotype, that's offensive, or like everybody being all offended, not only just offended for no fucking reason, but offended on behalf of other people. Let's all have a fucking sense of humor. Let's laugh at stereotypes, because sometimes they're true and that's funny. And sometimes they're not true and that's also funny. Like, let it fucking go. We are all here on the same miserable journey. As the Buddhists say, all life is suffering. We are all struggling. We're all fucking screwing up. We're all doing great things. Let's just come together, regardless of what box the fucking world wants to put us into. Let's just come together and find out what we have in common. And I think the more people we ask those questions, the questions that we used for Wes and Nolan this week, which are going to be our standard interview questions, perhaps with some tweaking, I think everybody's answers are going to be like fairly similar. Like, I think people all want the same things. Like, I think everybody.
No, I don't think
like some people want the same. Some people want to live at the beach. Some people want to live in the mountains. But like, everybody wants, a place to call home. People that love them. They want to have fun. Like, like at the core, but we're all more alike than we are different.
Well, I think like-minded people are, right? But there's plenty of people out there. If you ask them, what is, what would make you happy? Oh, brand new Porsche, whatever, or something.
Okay,
right?
maybe,
like there's a lot of people that would answer that with a
But
material.
that's okay. But these questions, and there's 13 of them. 13 because my lucky number. I believe that they're questions that everyone can find. If you can answer those 13 questions, you're going to find common ground with somebody. You're not going to agree with everything everyone says, but you're going to agree with some things that some people say. Actually, I think you can find something everyone says that you can agree with, because even a broken clock is right twice a day. So we're going to all, I don't know, just try to bring people together. That's what we do. So
I think it starts at the next one down. Archduke.
It's not no. Okay.
Yeah, I already read that one.
Leave my masturbating habits alone. It keeps me happy and I'm comfortable being single. Dude, leave my masturbating habits alone. Everybody should double click their mouth every now and again. It helps for men. It helps you build stamina. And for women, it helps you to learn what your body likes so that you can communicate it. Because unless you're a lesbian, men need a map. Like, at least the ladies have a home field advantage. But I'm not like... I feel like I'm stereotyping the lesbians. There might be some lesbians that don't know their way around, and everybody's body is different. Like, I have that flappy situation going on. It's not good.
I've seen some stuff, man. I've seen some stuff in my day.
You've seen some stuff in your day?
Back in Vietnam, I saw some stuff.
You don't see any stuff in Vietnam. One. What? Two, I think you're not supposed to say that for some reason, but I'm not sure what it is. What I will tell you is I had an experience with a woman. And I had never
today?
Not today. Although I did drive my friend to work. No, but can I tell you?
Sure.
So every woman out there has or should take a hand mirror to their parts. And so I've done that, obviously, and I have like a flapping situation going on.
Now everybody uses their phone as a hand mirror.
So well, you could do that too. Go ahead, everyone, join along.
And sometimes Stacey puts her makeup on using this screen right here that you folks are seeing.
That's my makeup, not my flaps. In any case, that's not my point. The point is, the first time I was ever up close, the first and only, actually, I've had girls do things to me or kiss girls, but never.
Okay.
Anyway, I was up and she had like a little pretty little flower of vagina or labia. And I was jealous.
That's called a snapper.
Is that what it's called?
Make that up.
It was so pretty. Mine's not pretty. Like and there was an episode of Nip Tuck where Kimber has a sex doll made of her. They make like a duplicate, like that looks exactly like her, one of those silicone lifelike sex dolls. And she's having it made by a plastic surgeon where they make a mold of her vagina and whatnot. And they want it to look exactly like her. And she says, can you make it look more delicate? That's me. That's me. If I had gobs of money, I would probably have them make my pussy look prettier.
Somebody said that I was a comedian on, he was doing stand up and he says, I like a vagina that looks like a hastily packed suitcase. which I thought was hysterical.
Give him my number.
Hastily packed suitcase.
So Charlie, rock out with your cock out.
Okay.
Is more important to separate it out. It just continues to segregate people.
That was back when we were talking about pride months and things like that. Not Charlie's wiener, which could separate a person from what I hear.
I'm glad Tracy agrees with me because I see that she's so smart and pretty.
Well, she's a nice person.
She is. She needs some truck nuts. We need a holiday for the obnoxious. I deserve it. I'm sorry. Every night at 8:00 at night is a holiday for the obnoxious right here on Marital Hate. We should tell them Sunday, Father's Day. And on Sunday, because many have lost their fathers or have difficult relationships with their fathers, or their kids live across the country, or whatever your situation may happen to be, we will be doing our usual live stream on Sunday night at 8 p.m. We will probably play Cards Against Humanity.
Probably from the midget strip club in Fort Myers in a tent. That's my gift to myself.
Go. Have fun.
I wouldn't go by myself.
We don't really have any money right now.
Yeah,
can you tip?
I have some quarters. I found those bat quarters that you have.
The little person stripper with
quarters
with Lucky Charms.
Pennies. Lucky Charms. I think.
Straight to hell. I'm so sorry.
I think she just offended.
I love you.
A lot of people.
But I pick on myself. Do I not pick on myself more than anyone?
Yes, and I don't. Yeah.
People think I'm like depressed and suicidal. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm just like honest, like with my feelings. Like everybody else balls their feelings up inside. I'm just like, let me tell the whole world." Donna says, "Deserve." That's okay. You can spell. Tracy agrees. Stop dividing people, and she says, "Let it go."
Yeah, you were going on a rant. I think when that came in.
Well, no, I think she means let it go. The division. Or she means to shut the fuck up. But you know, it is rude when people tell me to shut up on the podcast, George. Donna says, I make the best out of my crazy life. Who wants to write the book?
I'm going to make that into a mini series, Donna. I'm going to make some money on Netflix.
I'm making my own life as a mini series, and Donna's a guest, as is Charlie.
I'm making a mini series out of Donna's life because it's.
Who's going to play Donna? Tori Spelling?
Who's going to play
Donna? I could see Tori Spelling playing Donna.
No, who would play Donna?
Tori Spelling.
We got to come up with a good one.
It's got to be Tori Spelling.
It's got to be somebody you wouldn't think.
Tori Spelling plays Donna. That's why it's Tori Spelling.
Tori Spelling can't act.
Donna, who should play you in a movie? If you happen to know Donna, and I know Charlie does, who do you think should play Donna in a movie? Tracy says, I want world peace like Miss Congeniality. I'm with you. And also my favorite date is April 14th. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Do you not remember that from Miss Congeniality?
I don't think I ever saw it.
So they asked her what her favorite, like her favorite date was, and she thought that they meant like
day of the
day of the year, and she's like April 14th, but what they meant was like, what would you like to do on a date, which was hilarious. Charlie says, funny thing about offending people, I'm at the point now where if I didn't offend you, give me a minute, I'll get to you eventually. Oh, same. I can't believe you guys still watch. You're awesome. And Charlie says, my phone as a hand mirror, there are certain areas that are not to be explored. What about your butthole? Do you want to take a picture of your butthole? See what it looks like? Have you ever looked at your butthole?
No.
Why not?
Never.
Come here.
No. Would you stop? Would you stop and act accordingly?
I promised Lucas from T-Mobile that I would check your butthole for dingleberries.
I'm only getting one bar at the house. Lucas from T-Mobile can kiss my butthole.
I can see right now you have more than one bar.
It's 2 bars. I pay for 4 or 5, right?
Charlie says they're all ugly. No, I'm telling you, this lady's vagina was like a little flower. It's so pretty. And she says Monopoly money. I don't know what we're doing with Monopoly money.
I think that's what she's talking about, like flaps, maybe. Oh, pay with Monopoly money to the
to the strip club. Oh,
I thought she was talking about a vagina that looked like the Monopoly money in the middle of free parking.
Charlie says midget strippers. Oh no, not again. Charlie may have dated a little person. The problem is Charlie has a monster dong, and that is dangerous for little people. All I can say is if I were a little person, I would cash in on that shit. I would be exploited all day. Look at me exploiting myself now. So I have
look at you're rolling in dough with this podcast money.
It was so funny. We were telling the kids that we should cut them in on the podcast winnings, as it were, or the
winnings,
fortune
earnings,
because they've contributed to the program, and so we told them they owed us each $10.
Yeah, $10 a month.
$10. Thank you. So anyway, I have a lot of notes because I had notes prepared for Friday. The kids were a beacon of podcast stuff because we had all these great chats. And I had notes from Friday, and then I started getting ready for Monday, and then I have notes that I've been taking loose, and I've been reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I got a ton of stuff.
I have a few notes.
All right, go.
No, I'm not going to go. You have 4 pages of notes plus a book that you're going to read from.
I'm not going to do all 4 pages. I want to make sure you have time for your things.
Well, mine are funny things, so maybe I should sprinkle them in between your serious things.
Okay, but like we're going to go through and we're working on this, guys. So we always engage with you guys. We do a topic, rebuttal, engage, new topic, rebuttal, and so forth. So we're working on it. We're getting better. And Charlie says Keanu Reeves can play me in my documentary.
No,
really, Charlie?
Nobody's making a movie about you, Charlie.
Oh, no. Somebody would make a movie about Charlie, but Keanu Reeves.
You know what? You know who I'm going to get to play Charlie in the Charlie movie? A telephone pole. I'm going to just put a hat on it and a beard.
I think that guy from that video that I watched was Charlie.
That was it. Yeah. What was that guy?
That guy was good. To Charlie. There's a guy, if you guys are wondering, and it was actually a really good, video. I was watching.
Shut up.
Does anybody know what kind of fucking bird that is? Because that's crazy.
It's a squawk is what that is.
The birds have been crazy tonight, and I may have to jump in the pool mid-podcast.
Oh, yeah, it's hot out here.
It's getting hot out here. I sent it to him the other fucking day. God damn it. Anyway, there's a guy on YouTube. He does inspirational talks. He's super nice, and he reminded me of my friend Charlie. He's a funny guy.
I just drew a telephone pole with a hat and a beard. It looks like Charlie.
That does not look like Charlie.
Telephone pole with a hat and beard.
No, it looks like Charlie.
You're screwing my notes.
I didn't really. Just drawing a dick.
Put these in the broadcast Hall of Fame.
Drawing on your notes. Drawing a dick on your notes does not ruin your notes. It makes them better.
Depends if you like.
I don't think you can knock it till you try it.
Well, while you're looking up something, I will.
Well, I found it.
Okay.
So this guy, his name is Dry Creek Wrangler School. And
I hate it when I get a Dry Creek. Put lotion.
It's about horses, saddles, tack, riding, wrangling, packing, and very other related subjects. His name is Dwayne, and he's been living the horse life for 30 years, both a professional and private owner. He's been a husband of 30 years, father of 7 grown children, and grandpa to 5 children. It's funny because I used to call my grandfather Grumpy. So the thing that's interesting is he's just very wise, and he's got interesting things to say. It's definitely something I would recommend. I'm calling him Future Charlie. But it was nice because he had like he had
a calmness to him.
Calmness like Charlie. And he was talking about how to be a man, and he was talking about how like there's people out there that are, Christian or doing good things or whatever, and they're not actually doing things like, oh, look, I put a flag up for Pride Day. Like, oh, I support the gay community. Like a flag, like what are you really doing? Or like, I support the troops. Like, what are you really doing? And like, I think we all need to like come together and support everybody in the best way we know how, but like legitimately support them, not like, I don't know, fake it. Like no virtue signaling, fucking virtual signaling. I think virtue signaling is fucking stupid.
On that topic, I have a new pet peeve. When somebody posts something on social media and just says this, and like they put a story, this.
Oh, I do that occasionally.
This.
Why do you not like that?
Come on, give me something. I agree with this.
But then you would say they were overly verbose.
This. No.
Isn't that sufficient?
That's a cop out. This.
Hello. That's what I say. This. Tracy says Dry Creeks make me sad. Yes, Dry Creeks make. Yeah, we had water problems in the world. I can't believe that.
I think she was talking about my joke about having a dry creek and that I put lotion on it.
Oh, I didn't listen to that.
I have like A-list comedy.
So anyway,
here and I got nothing.
Do you really think that that's A-list comedy?
Yeah, that's A-list comedy. When you're talking about
no one's laughing.
Dry Creek bed, Charlie over there.
I don't know.
Charlie Dwayne.
Nobody seems to be laughing.
Well,
yeah, I watched the guy you were talking about. He does have a lot of good life living videos. See, why don't we have virtue signaling for straight people? Well, straight people do virtue signaling, but they don't do it about being straight. But everybody is good in their own fucking way. And I like straight people. I like gay people. I like bi people. I believe sexuality is a spectrum. And if you don't, I think you have a very closed mind. You should try some new things. Like, honey, you should try some dick.
I have known from a very young age that I was not attracted to the dick.
You also didn't know that you were going to like sushi, and you had sushi and you love it.
Do I love it? I like it. I do enjoy it.
And your tastes change.
Here's my problem. My pet peeve about sushi: people would eat sushi just to tell other people they would ate sushi, and I do believe that people golf just to tell other people that they golf. And I think the same is sort of true for skiing, but skiing looks like actual fun. And I think there's people drink wine to tell other people that they drink wine. You have a lot of
judgments of other people.
It's just a theory.
I'm all here like, let's not judge everybody. Let's all come together.
I'm not judging anybody. It's just a theory.
Everybody sucks. Oh,
you can have theories about everything, and I can't have a theory about.
I'm just saying,
what people
perhaps
do
we should
to
be
tell other people
slightly less judgmental of the world around us. We should unite people together, even if they are fucking golfers.
Yeah, see?
She was talking about Doug's joke. Dry creeks make her sad. Well, Doug will come put lotion on your creek. He will lube it up.
I'm going to get a super soaker filled with coconut oil. What?
You couldn't have a super soaker filled with coconut oil because we run around with a boner.
Yeah,
we use coconut oil for lube. Highly recommend
it. Pavlov's dog over here.
Doug smells coconut and he's all ready to go. 57 years old. Good job.
Thank you.
Speaking of straight virtual signaling, Sunday is Father's Day. My husband is a father. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This right here is a father. So we are going to do, again, Father's Day special on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Tracy says Doug's wit is on
point. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Sometimes no. Doug.
That's right. This is the Doug show tonight. I'm getting on the soapbox.
Tracy's laughing now. Okay, good. It's good somebody finally laughed at one of Doug's jokes. Charlie said if I could find a girl I could tolerate, I would be open to mutual masturbation, but I kind of want to set Charlie up with my aunt.
She's otherwise occupied.
That's true, but I still kind of want to set Charlie up with my aunt. I want Charlie to be my uncle. Wouldn't that be funny?
Uncle Charlie.
Charlie, do you want to be my uncle? That would be so weird. It's not that it's not that I don't like Sammy. I just feel like Charlie and my aunt would be hilarious together. It is so fucking hot.
It feels like
I might have to jump in the pool.
It feels like we're cooking a pot pie out on the lanai. You know, when you open the door for the pot pie and poof.
No.
You don't know? You don't know that?
I can honestly say.
Have you ever cooked a pot pie in your life?
I have.
My humor's no good here, folks.
I've cooked pot and I've cooked pie. Can I get credit? Partial credit?
How have you've
Extra
lived
credit?
this long and not cooked a pot pie in your life? Oh, that's right. I got tits and I have no gag reflection, so people cook for me.
Well,
and now I'm sick and I can't get up the couch. Yeah, myself. Oh, wait, that's true.
Okay. They're both true. All right. Well, if anybody's got a girl for Charlie. Okay. So can we go through Rich Dad, Poor Dad real quick? Because a bunch of us.
I hate the book section. I got to be honest. But you can go. You can do it. You can do it. This is a good time.
You hate the book section. And here we are having a lot of people that are interested.
No. That's just me. That's just my thing. So I think you should read the book.
I'm not going to read the book. I just have some key points from chapter 1. I finished chapter 2 today, but we're going to be like a little behind because I don't want to cover too much at once. So let's see.
Just trying to get ahead of the game, folks.
How far we can get into chapter 2 about, right? Did we do? We did the introduction last time. So chapter 1. So anyway, highly recommended Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I have just finished chapter 2. We'll be covering a section until I'm done. I know Todd's reading along. I know Charlie's reading around. I think Tracy might be reading around too. A lot of people have read this book. It's the #1 selling financial literacy book ever. It's 25 years old.
Stacy thinks it's going to help her daddy issues.
No.
Oh, wait.
I don't think anything's going to help those.
Well, it's Rich Dad,
years
Poor
of
Dad.
therapy and yeah. So it's the poor and the middle class work for money, and the rich have money work for them. And I thought that was key. Oh, that's the first chapter. That's lesson 1. Right? I already did this one. I already did did I already do chapter 1? Did I already do chapter 1?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't even remember. Well, here's a few things. Oh, I got halfway through chapter 1, and I circled the bottom of the page. That's what I did. All right, you say something while I look this up.
One of the news items today is that Florida is home to the world's best nude beach. Thank you very much. We beat out Brazil, Spain, and Greece.
Where's this nude beach?
Well, there's actually 2 that made the list. The tops is a place in or near Miami called Haulovers Beach Hall, like you haul something. And then the other one is in Playa Linda, which the one in Playa Linda is on the East Coast, and it's not known as a nude beach, but it is naked friendly. So if anybody would like,
where did you say it was?
It's over on the East Coast, Playa Linda. It's kind of between Daytona-ish, like that area up there. Yeah,
by Christina.
Yeah, so it's naked friendly.
Her mom's visiting. Maybe they'll go naked.
I think there's only certain people that I would want to be a naked friend with, because there's some good naked, there's bad naked. Sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry. You
don't want to see Charlie naked?
No, I really don't.
I will tell you
He's
this.
a great guy. I love him.
My little
love
friend
him like
Christina.
A brother.
My little friend Christina, who is a little older than I am, younger than he is, but older than I am.
In the middle.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say, what I'm not allowed to say, but I will tell you this. She sent me a selfie one day, and she was like laying by the pool in a bikini. I would fucking be a naked chiropractor if I look like that. I would be the naked adjuster.
Naked
that would be
mobile.
Could you do a rebrand for her, because she needs a naked adjustment, because she looks fantastic.
And then there was another list about the top 10 worst cities for naked biking, and Cape Coral was on the list. So if you want a naked bike, do not come here.
A naked bike in Cape Coral. It's too fucking hot.
You'll get attacked by an owl.
You're gonna get some shit in your parts.
And yeah, the owls will get you.
What the fuck?
And so anyway, so those are the 2 naked things. So suck it, Brazil. The other, while you're still looking on that, apparently Anita Baker is touring with Babyface, who's opening the show, and they're in a fight. Apparently Babyface goes over his allotted time and was out there doing his thing, and Anita not happy.
Okay.
So if anybody remembers either of those 2 people, you're probably old and you probably deserve to have your people fighting.
Incidentally, somebody in one of the Keys, it wasn't Key West, but one of the Keys, they had a fucking crocodile in their fucking pool. Charlie said, Stacey, I'm sure that your aunt is great, but no. Why don't you want to be my uncle?
Uncle Charlie.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, let's go. Okay, so you're going to have to tell me, we're going Rich Dad, Poor Dad right now. Tell me if I'm talking about something I already talked about, even though you didn't watch the podcast. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. Okay, valid point. Yeah, this was definitely some stuff. We talked about the funnel. I've learned to focus on what I have control over, myself, and for things to change, first I must change. And this is obviously applicable in your financial life, but also in your life. And it's something I talk to people about all the time, and people can't seem to get it through their fucking heads, and it drives me crazy. What happens is people will be having a problem with someone in their lives, and they're like, but they're blah, 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 blah. And they very well may be right about the terrible things that they're saying about this person. And often I agree with them, but I'm like, yeah, except you can't control them. You can only control you. So worry about you. And when you change you, sometimes you change the other person.
By proxy.
By proxy, yeah. It's like a little algebra equation. A plus B
trickle down
outcome
behaviornomics.
C. I cannot change Doug, but I can change Stacy, and I will, as a result, change the outcome. So, I'd like to change you into like a flamingo, but that's not going to work. So anyway, he goes on to talk about how the rich view your home, this is an interesting one, as a liability.
Yes.
Your home is only an asset when you sell it. And I think people make that mistake. And then the other thing is that people who are poor or middle class, we have a tendency to like reward ourselves or keep up with the Joneses. I don't do that, but people have a tendency to reward themselves or keep up the Joneses by buying flashy items or boats and nice cars and designer labels and so on and so forth when they're in fucking hock up to their goddamn eyeballs So, and then they talked about how there's two motivators, which are fear and what was the other one? And emotions. And that was something that was also covered in Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which I also recommend, the original 1937 text. Oh, this is interesting. People will say, oh, I'm not interested in money, yet they'll work all day, 8 hours for a paycheck. No. So one of the things he said is emotions are what make us human. The word emotion stands for energy and motion. Be truthful about your emotions and use your mind emotions in your favor, not against yourself, which I think a lot of people do. And
you already covered that. You know why I know? Because I learned what emotion was from. Energy and motion.
Oh, there you go.
Emotion. Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I did all of this. So the thing that's interesting is they have a study section at the end of the chapter. Ooh. So if us covering it in the podcast wasn't enough for you and you were too lazy to actually read the book or listen to what I'm saying, you could just read the cliff notes at the end of each chapter, because that would be sufficient. And so they talked about, the primary difference is to know the difference between the rich and the poor and middle class is to know the difference between an asset and a liability. He harps on the house thing over and over again because so many people are house poor. And people buy like big McMansions so that they can impress people. But when you have a big McMansion, you have big utility bills, you have big property taxes, you have big insurance payments. And if something happens, and you got to furnish it. And then what happens is people then are like, oh, I bought this new house. Now we need to furnish it. Up with the credit card debt.
And then you got to clean it.
Car, up with the car payment. And then they're like, oh, well, we've got to work even more. And then they have a kid and they work more and more and more. And you know what higher income does? Higher taxes, motherfuckers. The government's going to get theirs. So first you work for the company and then you work for the government. And you get the little pittance that's left over. So, start your own shit. So that was pretty much... I did write something here that I can't read because... Oh,
I can't read that either.
Just so everybody knows, today was the first time I had to go full on in with the readers. But look how fucking small that print is. Look how small that print is. That's small print.
Let me see.
That's small.
I can read that.
Fuck you.
And I'm old.
You have to treat it like you're playing a game. That's what wealth is. Treat it like you're playing a game. So you have to unlearn things that... bad habits that you've learned, which, a big one is, mutual funds, blah, 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 safe investments. And like, are your investments keeping up with the cost, with inflation? I don't know about you guys, but inflation has been a bitch for us lately.
Yeah. For sure.
Especially with Doug losing his job. That really
that'll put a damper on buying eggs.
I will say this. You and I actually use our credit cards as assets, because we pay our cards off every month and we get cash back or points on them. So in our house, credit cards are an asset because we pay them off. We also have nothing, like everything in our house. We moved to Florida.
We actually added up our net worth the other day. That was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, it was that. But it was obviously part of it was because Doug's lost his job. We've had to go into our savings a lot. We've had a lot of me being sick, like the kids. And
it was essentially, if we had a yard sale, like what we would get, like the $130 we would get. Oh, that's a nice lamp. Well, like $15.
You between our, if we sold everything, like laptops, cell phones, which by the way, we just got, they're brand new.
Oh, we can't sell them. T-Mobile is like,
we're contractually obligated. Yeah. But yeah, if we sold everything we owned, including our cars and our laptops, probably about 10 grand, but I don't know, that seems high even now that I'm talking about it.
What, 10 grand?
You think we get 10? So what I could get probably
including cars,
$2,000 for this month-old computer, maybe, or at least 1,500.
Yeah,
1,500. This one maybe $500. The phones maybe 500. But most people want to finance that shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody's got that kind of cash.
In any case, everything in our house is fucking used. We bought it off Marketplace. We don't really have I drive a 2011 Jeep Wrangler with 207,000 miles. Doug drives a 2009 Volvo with how many miles?
190.
I think our big expenditure since we moved to Florida is those fucking flamingos.
Yeah.
And of course we had people come who popped them like fucking assholes. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
And so
you know what makes a poor dad? Popping
flamingos. I don't really think it is, but okay. Cash flow tells the story about how a person handles money, which I thought was really interesting. And then Jesus Christmas, I can't see my own notes.
I would, as you're reading that, I would like to just say, when we met, I was Stacy's age, and she was much younger.
Yes.
And I would have to use my flashlight on my phone to read a menu in a dimly lit restaurant.
Okay, but I'm reading
like an old person.
But this is lime green pen.
No,
it's
a
terrible choice.
I understand that. I'm making a point.
Okay.
So between then and now, my vision has improved.
Oh, fuck you. I'm going to start putting castor oil on my eyes. Also, they talked about knowing the difference between good and bad debt. And they talked about a person being highly educated and successful and financially illiterate. And of course, his rich dad hated the word can't, but his poor dad would use that. And they talked about, their different balance sheets between the rich dad and the poor dad. But this was interesting. The greatest losses are those that come from missed opportunities. If all your money is tied up in your house, you may be forced to work harder because your money continues blowing out the expense column instead of adding into the asset column. The classic middle-class cash flow problem. If a young couple would put their money into the asset column early on, their years later would be easier. Their assets would have grown and they'd be available to help cover their expenses. I can tell you, we pay $2,200 a month to rent this house. We could not get a house with a mortgage that low. Like, no matter what, our mortgage would go up.
No. Yeah.
But we are fucking sick of moving. Let's build our goddamn cult already, people. I'm almost done, I promise. Most people work from January to May just for the government. You're welcome.
Well, now we're in June. I'm working for me.
You're not working for anyone. You haven't had a job all year. Wealth is a person's ability to survive so many number of days forward. Or if I stop working today, how long could I survive? Well, it's been 9 months so far.
Yeah, we got a little lucky on the timing on that. Had it been later, I would not have qualified for Massachusetts state unemployment.
That's true.
And then I would have been dealing with the Florida state unemployment, which they give you like a bag of donuts.
Pretty much.
A month.
The rich buy assets, the poor only have expenses. The middle class buy liabilities they think are assets, like cars.
No. That's
no car. No bueno. So that's it. Chapter 1. We are done. So we'll do chapter 2 tomorrow, but I'll be ahead. I'll be on chapter 3 and it'll be a good time. But if somebody wants to, I'll write it here. Chapter 2. RDPD chapter 2. Okay. So that's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Let's see the comments.
So we start at the Doug one, I think, is the last one.
No, because Charlie was.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
You should see the things on bikes up here at Where's
different kind of bikes.
What do you mean different kind of bikes?
I think when I was talking about the naked biking, I think they were.
Oh yeah, you're talking about motorcycles. These are talking about like outdoor enthusiasts. You're gonna get fucking chafing down here. It's
not good. It's just... What?
It's a different noise.
That's a prowler.
It's possible the weed's kicking in. I'm not really sure. Charlie says, Doug, I am almost offended by that. Aside from the fact that I don't care about you checking me out on the nude beach.
So he does care because he is offended, but he doesn't care because he doesn't care.
Charlie's just fucking with you.
Okay.
Jeff says, my sister-in-law was visiting from Maine and went to the beach in Naples, and we saw nudists. 2 German tourists just started taking it off. It wasn't good. I'd say they were grandparents. I'm going to tell you this. I think Americans are so fucking uptight about nudity. Like, you're off the page.
I'm trying to get over, but
Americans are so, I can't go that far over because I have to be able to put my leg up. Americans are so uptight about nudity. And I like the idea of people seeing naked German tourists because then they realize the human body is not inherently sexual. But I also I love that. Like, people rock out with your cock out. Like, do it. Jeff, you and Lisa want to go to the nude beach? We're there with you. And we keep saying we're going to hang out.
Going to the nude beach with Jeff.
Why
I
not?
love Jeff. Love him.
Why not?
What?
You don't want to go to the nude beach?
No, not really.
Jeff, by the way.
Nobody wants to see this pink whale.
You're not a whale, but you're pink.
I am pink. Yeah.
Jeff, I was actually thinking, do you want to take a Jeep ride with me to Ding Darling one day? Because I think that would be fun. But we'll keep our clothes on because our spouses won't be there. And,
well, and then
that would be weird.
That's not what Ding Darling means.
It might.
I want to see your ding, darling.
Charlie says personal homes are actually liabilities, but it's the most rewarding thing to work on for me. Well, Charlie, you're actually in an interesting
says
position.
The homeless guy living in an
homeless,
RV.
He's building a dome.
I'm just kidding.
But Charlie, you have literally you own a piece of land and you're putting temporary structures on it. So I think it's an asset, but I could hear it. Oh, Nolan, I'm so glad you're here. He said episode 57 finally happened. I wanted to ask you and Wes. I don't know if Wes is watching, but one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, because we were supposed to talk about it last Friday, was yin yoga. And I know we only did a 10-minute session. I know you don't like your feet to touch, but what did you think about yin yoga? And Doug, what did you think about yin yoga?
Yin yoga is good for an old inflexible guy like me, I think.
Well, it brings
it helps, yeah,
unlike traditional yoga
helps.
with like sun salutations and all that kind of kookiness, yin yoga is actually meant to calm your nervous system down. Yeah. We're all like running around all the time. This brings you down. Honestly, I think you should add it to your repertoire. The other thing is, if you did the sauna right before bed, it'll help put you to sleep. So, because we're worried about our health these days. So anyway, the yin yoga, Doug likes it when I do yoga and he comes out and gets a bird's eye view. I tried not to give the kids a show, but we all sat on the carpet in a very small area.
Yeah.
And we just did, 10 minutes of simple poses?
Gentle stretches.
Just some gentle calming.
Yeah, it was good.
Choices. Donna said, who pumped them?
Who popped the flamingos?
Oh, the Kazianski kids. Like 4 of them. And they broke a lot of stuff while they were here. A bowl, our remote control jet skis.
Crashed my car.
They crashed his car. Good. It was a rough visit. And they were really having a hard time. We were trying to support them, but like, wow, boy, did I feel used and wondering what I was doing with my life. Tracy says, you know what makes a poor dad? Becoming a dad. Kids are money suckers. So one thing, yes, you're right. Please share with us your 2-income lesbian wealth.
Yeah.
And it's so funny too. My friend Shane, his dad, we were on the Cape, and his dad was talking about how the lesbians owned all of Cape Cod. I'm like, good for the lesbians. Yeah. Like, let me try that out. He also taught me a new racial slur that day. I did not know that was a word, and I didn't know what it was. And I had to ask, I'm sorry, Mr. Harrington, what is that word again? And he explained to me, and it was a goddamn
something or
other racial slur. I was like, wow.
I don't even,
wow, that's a lot. I'll tell you later. It was a K. It was a K word for a J word. It's like a weird word puzzle. It's like the strangest wordle that has ever existed.
Well, it can't be the one that everybody knows. No, don't write it down. You're gonna ruin. She's ruining my notes again. First the penis, and now the slur. I could go to jail for this.
And I didn't know what that was.
You didn't know what that was?
I'd never heard of that before.
Okay.
So I can't say this on the podcast, but it was a bad word. You can't fly it. That's all I can say. You know what makes a poor dad? Okay. So anyway, one of the things that he talks about in the book is he says, poor and middle class people will say, I have to work really hard. Or kids, I'm poor because I have kids. And rich people will say, I have to be rich because I have kids.
Yeah.
Which would have been smart if I had thought about that when I was 20 years old, having twins like a fucking idiot. I thought I was going to be a stay-at-home mom.
You can either have the money or you can have the kids. And I would any day take the kids over.
Oh yeah. And I think our kids know that about us. I hope they do. Because we tell them.
Well,
and we actually showed them we literally showed them all of our finances while they were here. We walked them through it.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's no rich dad situation.
Well,
but anyways,
it's different. If I hadn't got sick, we would be in a different
the thing about it is I think people resent the kids for like the not having the money or whatever. But that's like, you got to go into it thinking like, you know, like my thing going into kids was more like, oh my God, what if something happens? What if the furnace breaks and it's freezing? How do we keep these kids, like stupid stuff like that? Like I wasn't even thinking about like the full thing, but I was more thinking about the care for the kids and giving them what they need and putting them in a good spot.
That everybody, in terms of their children, also they keep up with the Joneses, and they don't make their kids work for things. They don't make their kids earn things, and they give them everything. And that's why we have a generation. And I'm not saying that everyone's like this, but there's definitely a lot of entitled fucking kids out there.
Well, I think. Well, and then the other,
especially for those of us that didn't have anything growing up, we want to give to our kids, and we overcompensate.
I mean, and there's always those people that are going to want to show out for the others, and they do it with their kids. I used to live in a neighborhood that did that. It's like, you know. And where'd you go on vacation? How big's your TV screen? And you know, like all that stuff. And it's how many clubs and sports are your kids in? And it was like, oh my God.
I think some people do that to be competitive, but some people are doing it because they want their kid to get into a good college or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
But not when they're.
I got to tell you, yeah, there's so many layers to it because there's so much more to a parenting relationship than the things that you buy your kids, and kids care more about the quality time you have and the energy you bring to their lives. And both Wes and Nolan felt really encouraged and I don't know, felt like really positive while they were here. And that's, I think, probably better than any vacation we could take them on, which is good because we can't take them on a vacation. Although they did come here, which is like vacation. We don't make them do any hard labor. So there's that. I do need to circle back to kids and money though. Just said I had no problem with newness. I thought it was kind of funny. They had guts. That's for sure. Dude, I'm the same way. I have I don't give a fuck.
She doesn't.
I swim naked out here every day. And well, I put a tank top
People
on
pull
to
it
cover
up.
things because our bushes are kind of low. But if you guys want to come look, I don't give a shit.
Pull it up in the trucks.
Come on by.
UPS man.
One guy did stop one day. Actually, two. I've had two stop now. Tracy said I would take the kids home with money too.
Well, she would be a fantastic mother.
You would be such a great mom. But I trust that there's a plan for you. Participation trophies. What a joke. I can't agree with you more. Participation trophies are bullshit. Charlie says, I think I'm just going to get comfortable with the rich without kids. I think it will be a little bit of coping. Maybe some more masturbation. Well, I'm glad you're not masturbating with children, Charlie.
We're gonna have a contest to see who mentions which more, Charlie with his masturbation or Donna with the Jack in the Box clown.
We have to put up the Jack in the Box clown at some point, but tonight we're so behind. We'll get to it. I promise. Eventually, one of these days. I will say that Sunday was my twins' birthday. They turned 27, Victoria and Veronica, and I miss them very, very much. And I wish the situation were different. I was thinking of them all day, and I really hope they're happy. And it's funny because people ask me like, "Oh, are you gonna reach out to them?" And I just can't do it anymore. I've done it so many times, and it just breaks my heart.
But you'll never stop being proud of them.
No, I just want them to be happy, and I'll always be proud of them. And the door is always open, but I just can't do it. I would go off the deep end if they were mean to me again. Yeah. So anyway, I hope they had a really happy birthday, and I love them so much. And all I want is for them to be happy. And if not having me in their life makes them happy, then that's great.
Well, that's.
So
what you have for. All right, so I'm gonna lift.
But I have to lift us back up. Who else's birthday was Sunday?
Zachariah.
Our friend Zach. Yeah. He turned 22. He did not get a lap dance from his tripper. No. This year he repented by going on a camping trip with his church group. So happy birthday, Zach. We're so proud of you.
Life choices.
Thank you for being.
You can choose fun or you can choose righteousness.
But I will say this. Zach's more like my discipline. Can I have that I need towel? To wipe my. Yeah, I need to wipe my.
You're gonna wipe her face, her tears,
and my
with a crying towel.
My sweat.
And it's so hot.
Maybe my cooch.
No, don't. What are you doing?
I'm not really gonna rub my
it's a public towel.
That's not my point. This is a towel my friend Andrea got me right before I moved. It's a fancy name brand, which I would never buy, but she bought it for me.
We're not gonna put any free advertising here. So I have a funny story.
Sure.
It's really not that long of a story, but apparently this woman was driving in Texas and she hit an animal. And it of course I click on it because it said creature, right? I'm always big for some sort of creature or some, weirdo animal or some mystery beast, right? So she goes out and she looks at it. She goes, "Oh my God, it's a lemur!" And she wraps it up in a blanket or something that she had in the trunk, puts it in the back seat.
Oh, that thing's gonna fucking wake up and hit you.
It came to.
Yeah.
And apparently wreaked havoc so badly that she had to get out of the car and call 311 to get somebody to come for assistance. Well, apparently it was not a lemur at all.
What was it?
It was an animal that is indigenous to the southwestern Texas. It's called a ringtail, which it's essentially a fox-looking thing.
I thought it was a lemur, a ringtail.
No, ringtail lemurs are lemurs, but a ringtail is essentially like a really almost like a weasel with a raccoon tail. So it had the striped tail. So she thought it was. She's just look at she's over there. She's the bathing beauty over there. So, anyways, I thought that was hysterical that she loaded this thing. She would. You don't load an animal in the car, and then the thing starts jumping around. No, you're not on camera right now. I'll go over here. Anyways, I thought that was hysterical, and then I googled ringtails, and ringtails are actually pretty interesting, and I had not to this point known about a ringtail. So now I kind of want a pet ringtail to wreak havoc in my car. So yeah, I mean, kudos to her. Like she helped the thing, but like at the same time, the ringtail, the animal, the creature, the mystery beast. And if it didn't say Mr. Creature, I would never clicked on it, but I clicked on it because I'm a sucker for anything cryptozoology.
Well, I think that Tracy says, what an idiot. Leave wild animals alone. Yeah, I think that you should leave wild. I would have just called 311 when I found it, like not put it in my car and gone on an adventure.
Well, I'm telling you, if I see a turtle that's been hit by a car and it's still living, I'm taking that, and maybe I'll put him in the car seat next to me and strap him in like this. And that's how much I love turtles. Somebody in Cape Coral had a pet turtle, and somebody else's pet turtle got lost, and the other pet turtle was humping their pet turtle, and they were like, "If this is your pet turtle, come get your pet turtle." Because she is not amused. It said. Tracy is saying exactly. That's because we always agree. Oh no. She went on my side for a little while with the humor. Now she feels she has to placate you in this animal. I don't think Tracy's fake situation. Like that. No, I don't either. I'm just kidding. Okay. So we talked about yin yoga. Nolan never got back to us, which means he's probably too busy hanging out with his boyfriend. Which good for him. He should be having fun. Well, he's a kid with a phone. He's probably like, oh, boom, boom, hello, see ya, and then he's off to the next thing. Yeah, that's why I need to edit film for short form. But I'm trying to get some financial stuff together for purposes. I also came up. I had an idea that I think that you should get a wish per year on your birthday. So like if you're 22, you get 22 wishes. If you're 57, I'm not wearing a jock strap and riding around in the Jeep naked. That's not happening. Is there anybody that would be willing to wear a jock strap and ride around in the Jeep with me on Sanibel for my birthday? Because that would make me happy. Thank you. But anyway, I think you should still get one wish per year on your birthday. So everybody, like for anything in the world, like. No, like on your birthday, you normally make a wish and blow out the candles, but everybody just gets one wish. That's bullshit. You survived an entire year, and they're cumulative. You should get interest. Just 1 year. Oh, you could save them up, is what you're saying. No, I'm saying that if you're 57, you get 57 fucking wishes. That's gluttony. It's not gluttony. What? It depends on what you wish for. You only just completed. If you're like, I wish for cake and more cake and more cake and more cake and more cake, that's gluttony. But if you're like, okay, so first I wish for world peace, then I wish for Charlie to find someone that loves him. Then I wish for not fair to 1-year-olds saying that, because the 1-year-old's gonna say, "Oh, world peace," and then he's out of his wish. I think the 1-year-old is only asking for breast milk. Oh, incidentally, I was not even high today, and I'm not high yet. Unfortunately for you guys, because I don't know, I'm kind of ridiculous today. But you're saving it up for the podcast. Maybe, but I had something today that I thought of that was really interesting. Was that I was talking to your friend Chris. Yes. Had asked. Actually, this is really funny. I asked today on my Facebook wall. Some of you may have seen this. If anybody had a good resource for looking up herbs or a book, like I was looking for something specific about herbs. A bunch of people chimed in with Lyme stuff, and I'm like, I'm not asking about Lyme, just herbs in general. And people didn't answer the question. Like, don't ask questions on the internet. Like, they didn't even answer the question. I was like going off about how the 50 million people were like, Stephen Bruner, a Lyme book. Yeah, Stephen Bruner's great. I'm on a Bruner protocol. That's not the point. I'm looking for an herbal research protocol. Like, I want to be able to look up herbs because I help people that don't just have Lyme. I want to be able to understand them. And I would like to know why slippery elm gave me a throbbing butthole. Like, I want to know. So should I do it or should I not do it? Is it going to give me a throbbing butthole if I do it again? Because that was not a good time. What? Usually a throbbing butthole is a good time. There's what? I think who gave you the butthole was Slippery Mel and not Slippery Elm. You just spelled it wrong. Who the hell is Slippery Mel? I don't know, but he caused your butthole to be sore. In my conversation with Chris McKay, and I would love to share this with everybody because it's a common question I get about Lyme disease, is people want to know how to prevent Lyme and how to treat it. And what I will tell you is I believe that everybody has some level of Lyme in their system, especially if you live in New England, and that there's no fucking fighting it. However, I know a lot of people that have had exposure after exposure after exposure after exposure, and they never get sick. Why? Some people's immune systems can fight it off and some people's can't. And so I was giving him a list of things. I said, everybody should be on a probiotic because your what do you call it? Your gut is the home of your immune system and your emotions.
And then, so keeping your gut healthy is crucial. And of course, there's so much antibiotics in our food. Of course, eating organic or ideally homegrown, like that you grow yourself. Obviously, sugar is inflammatory, so avoiding sugar and getting exercise and stress relief. And then I was telling them about Monolaurin. Mm-hmm. So, of course, you guys have heard me talk about Monolaurin a million times. That shit is magical. Everyone should have it in their home. It's a natural antibiotic, antiviral, and antifungal made from coconuts. It is the same active ingredient as breast milk. So what I suggest to everyone, and I did not suggest this to Chris, but I think I may have suggested that he have some sex because that was exercise and stress relief.
Suck a titty.
But I'm saying if you could find yourself a lactating woman to have sex with, you could do 3 birds with 1 stone. You got your Monolaurin, well, your natural lauric acid. You got your stress relief, and you got your exercise.
And if you need a drink after exercise.
Well, the whole point is to have the lactated
ringers.
It's not lactated ringers. It's that's where my mind went too. But the it's the lauric acid that is present in breast milk. Breast milk is fucking liquid gold. Drink that shit up. But don't accost a stranger in public and be like, "Can I suck on your titties?" Like that
young mother.
That would be weird, and only I would say that to someone.
How much for your liquid gold? I will pay money.
No, people do sell it. People sell, but then
I am from Louisiana and I am an aristocrat.
Okay,
I would like to buy your breast milk. Man.
Back in the day, we had to worry about AIDS in the blood supply, and then you have to worry about God knows what other people have because people will sell their breast milk on Craigslist. But here's the kicker: I have a tick-borne illness, and it's transmitted via breast milk. But we don't have accurate testing for tick-borne illnesses. There's hundreds of them. We have tests for 19. What the fuck? And those tests, the ELISA, 35% reliable, Western blot, 50% reliable. IGeneX is a little bit more reliable, but realistically, Lyme is a clinical diagnosis. And I was watching, I can't remember his name. I wrote his book down. It's one of the books we'll be reading. And he was saying that if you know any teenager who's having it was at the 35-minute mark. He said, if you know any teenagers that are having psychiatric issues, they need to be tested for Lyme. That's what he said. And I've said that 9 times. But what he didn't say is that the Lyme tests are completely inaccurate. Right. So it's certainly something that we need to seriously explore.
You have one eyelash under your right eye.
From my crying?
Yeah, no, other one.
I use the Thrive mascara and it comes off like tubes. Highly recommended if you have allergies or if you're just like a weeper. But the problem is
humid where you live.
The problem is that it looks sometimes like a spider exploded on your face.
I just noticed that Ian is not here tonight, and we should have a wellness check on him.
I talked to Ann earlier today, but she's flying out at 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay, that's
So, and Todd, you and I need to have a chat on an unrelated note because we haven't had our chat this week.
Yeah, Todd. Tomorrow.
Have we had to deal with any smoke from the Canadian fires? No, it's way far. We actually. The biggest challenge we have is the smoke coming out of our diffuser. We got to make sure it keeps the mosquitoes away. We are our pool. We have a pool cage here around our lanai, so we have an overhang that keeps us dry when it rains. And then there's this huge ass cage. It keeps a lot of bugs out, but not all of them. And oh my god, this morning with the fucking spiders.
Oh my god, spiders.
What kind of spiders are they?
They're little
orb weavers.
Orb weaver spiders. They're about this big. They look like a little crab with they're black
cute.
with like a little yellow on them.
They're cute.
I don't want to say
they look like
cute.
Super Mario spiders.
Yeah, they look like a cartoon spider. But they set up shop here and they do this.
There was a huge net here that I walked through this morning. That was fun. Then there was a net here. Then there was a net there. There was a massive one that went straight down. It was hung onto the flamingos. That chair, this area, bugs everywhere. Doug had you killed him.
And our resident lizard friend, I had a little talk with him. I'm like, why don't you eat these things?
Yeah, why isn't he eating the bugs?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Well, they are helpful bugs. I will say today I saw one over there, one over there. The tiniest little baby lizards. They were so cute.
Oh, the little lizards are cute. Because their
So
eyes are this big.
Well, not like the geckos. The geckos are all eyes. They like Tori Spelling.
What is it with you and Tori Spelling?
She has big eyes. So we talked about yin yoga. I wish for a year on birthday. What time do we have? It's 9:20. Jesus.
Sweat my butt off.
I would like to say Tracy sent me a picture of her puss, and it was lovely. Thanks for that, Trace. But I don't remember its name, but she has a puss. I was screaming my head off about something. Oh,
spiders?
No, Doug was trying to play. What is it called? Switch. So I thought
yeah.
I wanted a Nintendo Switch. I was like, oh, maybe it's time for an upgrade. Like, we've had to replace. We're not buying it obviously anytime soon, but like, down the road.
Because if we play, we can get Nolan online. We can play each other.
It would be nice to be able to play with the kids and to be able to travel with it, like that kind of thing. But pick up a used one or whatever. Not now, later. And so I started playing with Doug and Nolan, and it's like 3D, and it makes me super queasy. Yeah. So the blanket pulled over my head, and I was screaming my fucking head off.
And we're playing Mario Kart, which is the greatest video game ever made. Probably number 2 is Asteroids. We could have a whole show on what the greatest video game of all time is. But those are probably my top 2 right there. Star Castle is another one. Rip Off up there.
I used to like Mousetrap, which was like budget Pac-Man, but like
right.
It was like it had the mouse. And you could turn the doors off and on, and it was awesome.
I do remember that. And our friend Donna is up in New Hampshire, and in the Lakes region up there. And I'm not sure if it's Laconia or, but it's up there. But there is a killer.
Oh God,
vintage
Donna!
arcade
She hates it. Actually,
she hates it. I thought it was one of the greatest places I've ever been. It had a whole like wall of old pinball machines. They had all the old school. Every version of Donkey Kong you could ever imagine, every version of Pac-Man, all the old stuff.
It's fucking fun as shit.
And
they had some games though that you couldn't name games today. Like one of them was called Infidels.
Infidels. It's like a gun
things
game.
Have changed a lot since the old school video game times. And it's New Hampshire, so you can have that stuff. If it was in Massachusetts, people would be like, cancel.
And actually, if I had a lot of money, I would collect pinball machines like old school. But the cool thing you could collect on a budget, the pinball back glass, and it was all original illustrations and stuff. And always like the ladies had little titties. On those.
Actually, it's funny. Our friend Zach, when he was 17, played the Playboy pinball game, and he was like, "Don't tell my mom."
But they had a very rare game. It was from the 70s. There was a movie called Death Race, and
Death Race.
Death Race. I don't know if it was Death Race 2000, but there was a Death Race video game. So there's it's obviously gas pedal and steering wheel, but what you do is you drive around and you try to hit people, and
basically
when you hit
Grand Theft Auto,
and when you hit the person, they turn into a little cross and a little grave, and then but it's a black and white game. There was only 500 ever made. They still have an operating one, and I got to play it, and I was very excited about that.
I will say this: I love Grand Theft Auto, but the one we have now is too realistic. I need a slightly less realistic one so I don't throw up everywhere, because these first-person fucking games, I don't know how people play them. I know Charlie plays them all the time. They're nuts. I don't know why I have this note, but it says Nolan has a flying pussy. Is that what happens when you're gay? Why did I say Nolan? Was it because of the game?
Was it because the cat was crazy or something?
I don't know if it's because his cat was crazy or because it was the video game, but that was my note, and I have problems. And Doug reminded me that I do not like new things, which is with the result of the video game.
Right, because the new Mario is like all like
3D,
deluxe. It's very
queasy.
Colorful. It's not like this pixelated thing that we have from the 2000s, and it was actually delighted.
What? No, because I'm gonna throw up. I can't play that goddamn shit.
Anyways, she has an adverse reaction to new things. She won't listen to new music. She will only listen to.
That's not true. I listen to new music just sparingly. Like I have to.
But you don't like things that you don't know the words to.
I like to sing along, but if I hear a song, I'll be like, "Oh, I like that song," and then I'll listen to it till I know the words. So I've been doing that a lot lately. Okay. I've got some new songs.
All right.
I would like to say this though. Between him playing that stupid game with all the flashing lights and the drop offs, I thought I was going to have an epileptic fit, and I didn't have anyone to scissor with, and I was not happy. Tracy, I'm not going to lie, you were the first person I thought of. You and Becky.
I would probably take offense to that. Are they just here for your epileptic
lesbian scissoring
purposes?
No. Tracy's like my bestie. I love her.
Right, yeah.
She's fantastic. I really want to hang out with Becky though, because I don't really know her, and I want to be friends with everybody.
Yeah. Becky is also tons of fun.
What is
now that I know that which one's which?
I just wrote my favorite video game with my body. What was my favorite video game with my body?
What? How high were you when you wrote this?
I was pretty high. I wasn't feeling well. I had to get high in the morning. And then I went to sleep early. And then I woke up just to do the podcast. It didn't fucking happen. I was not happy. Okay. Yes, and once the floodgates are open, there is no closing them. That is occurring, generally speaking, when I speak. Once I start telling the story, you're going to hear it. Sorry. I don't mean to assault people. I feel like crying, like when you're actually, we should check on these comments. Tracy agrees that the Lyme testing is awful. Todd says, have your people call my people. I'm always up for a good chat. Hopefully tomorrow. Are you okay? So today, Todd closed his own arm in the freezer. And you cannot blame that one on being blind.
I've probably done something like that. Yeah. Well, I actually cut myself 2 times this weekend. I dropped a knife, sliced my foot. So I have a cut on my big toe. And then on this, knife was falling. And it was falling. As it was falling, it was slicing into my flesh right there twice.
You want a Band-Aid? Want me to get it better?
You know what? We had the only Band-Aid. We have 3 Band-Aids left in this whole house. So we might want to stock.
We might have to take a collection.
You know, especially since we're now putting RFPs out to come and stay here.
That's true. Send your RFP.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
I will say this though. I had an incident similar to Todd shutting his arm in the door.
Okay.
Today, when I called Capital One.
Oh.
Tell him. Destiny, thank you so much for your help, Destiny, at the Capital One call center.
All right. Well, my wife calls up. She's like, I can't find these statements. They're not online. I got to call.
I was not aggressive.
Well, I'm just gonna add drama.
No, but I wasn't.
I'm gonna add drama.
I was like, "Hey, girl, what's going
on?" Wait. Before that, you're like, "I can't find these statements. They only let me go back to 2021.
22. It only let me go back to March 22.
March 22. I can't do this." And so
she's like, "No, they're on the website."
She's like, "I don't know." So she's like, she has to get. Was that what you got my computer for? And you were like,
"No."
So, anyways, she calls up the nice gal who's Destiny.
She's so nice.
And actually, when she said her name, I thought her name was Testine, and I'm like, that's the worst name for a girl ever, Testine.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some girl out there somewhere is named Testine, and I'm sorry.
Don't
Testine.
Name your kid Testine or Testicle or Testy.
What's your name, little girl? Testine.
Watch Freakonomics before you name your kid.
Okay. So anyways, so she gets Testine on the phone, and she's like, yeah, I can't get these statements. It's either my husband's name, whatever, typical customer service stuff. And then I think it dawned on you before it dawned on Testine that you only got the card in April of.
I'm like, they're all grayed out, and she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I didn't have the card yet. Sure enough, didn't even have a card with them yet. So there's that. So Tracy's loving something, and she says Brady is the pussy's name.
As in Tom Brady.
I call my pussy. It's also the noise that it makes a dog. What? Incidentally, while we're on the topic of private parts.
We weren't really on the topic. We were talking about a kitty cat. A very nice.
I was making a hissing noise with my parts. Well, I made an analogy with the kids that I thought it was a good one.
Okay, what's that?
Because I like to make, family time educational and fun. And so Nolan was talking about how sometimes, like, if he's on the brink of crying, like, he'll try to make himself cry so that he can get that release and that oxytocin, which is really smart, because when you cry, you release a hormone called oxytocin naturally, as opposed to taking a drug. And by the way, the more you take those drugs, the less your body is able to create those chemicals, and they have some nasty side effects. And I said, well, it's kind of like crying. Like when you need to cry and you can't get it out, it's kind of like having blue balls. Don't you think?
You've never had blue balls?
No, but I think I don't know. I've had like a blue ball situation in my puss before, more than once. Are you kidding me? You're always like, oh, I'm tired. I mean, when you do it, you lay the smack down, but sometimes you're too tired. Sprinklers are on. I might have to run through them.
It feels like sprinklers are. Yeah.
Wait, the blanket over your head screaming is something new.
No, that happens sometimes.
Not usually. Not since my first marriage.
She just screams in general.
Yeah, I just screamed. Oh my God. Right now, I'm so grateful for air conditioning. I just wish we had some outside. Laughing my ass off. I know. I'm glad you know the difference between us. We love you guys. I am Stacy personality-wise, and Becky is Doug personality-wise.
I can see that.
Tracy, we need a support group for ourselves. I just drooled on myself. I'm so sad. Okay, Donna said, I told you my incident. I told you.
No, you didn't tell us why you didn't like it. You just said you didn't like it. Hang on,
she's telling you. I told you my incident at the fun spot. There was a black machine thing that had a simulation roller coaster. It was so hot. Oh, those things are hot.
My first thought, have fans in them.
Yeah, but still. My first thought was, I wonder how hot it is in it. So I asked the guy if the AC is good in there, and he says no. it's broke, hold your breath or something. So I obviously figured he was joking. I would not want to be that man because Donna, right after she died of heat stroke, would kill that motherfucker with a motherfucker. Tracy says, I love that you think of me with the epileptic scissor moments. I love you more. I was going to send one of our friends a light up butt plug for his birthday. And, but he doesn't have any lesbians. So I don't know. Anne! She says, sorry guys, can't even come on going home tomorrow with possible influenza and or bronchitis. The bus ran me over, followed by a Mack truck, followed by a high-speed rail. I can't remember the last time I was sick like this. Ooh. All this within a couple of hours. Good night, my friends. We'll catch up with you tomorrow at some point. Everybody, if say a prayer for Anne. Please God help my friend Anne to heal quickly, and everybody who's struggling with health issues. Love you so much, sweetheart.
So I would say this: last time we went, when we stayed after the hurricane, we went to Fort Lauderdale.
We got sick.
I think it's a petri dish over there.
Stay out of Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. Gross.
No.
There's some lovely people in Fort Lauderdale. But we really hope you feel better. And I wish you were here so I could give you some stuff. I'm worried that you should not get on a plane feeling the way you do. But you should take Montauban.
You know what you should do is go on a cruise.
Vitamin. Load yourself up with fluids. But I think you should maybe bounce your flight. And if you need a place to hang out or you can be sick, you can come here. Tracy says, my new Conan's is Tess. Growing up with my brother and his friends called me Testicle. Okay, so true story. My high school boyfriend's little cousin couldn't say my name, so he called me Tasty. And everybody thought that was so funny, and it was. Donna says, oh my God, I almost died. And so did the other people in it. I thought I was going to die. So it finally opened up. We jumped out, and he said something like, did you like it? I then leaped on him like a pit bull on a kitten. He starts crying like a little bitch and says, I'm calling the cops. There's lots of witnesses. I looked at everyone that got out and they all shook their heads. Donna, you're not supposed to threaten people's lives.
So this is why I'm making a mini series out of Donna's life. I thought you were talking about those little 2-seater things that like have a screen and they have fans and they jostle you and stuff like that. But this sounds like one of those Motion Odyssey rides. Those things are the worst.
We know you meant a nickname, Trace. And then she said, what the hell, Anne? Yeah. Prayers to you. Yeah, no, this is not okay. I don't want my little friend Anne to be sick. No,
you don't want to be flying.
Oh my God, what a wonderful surprise Anne was.
Yeah.
Like I knew I liked her, but she was great. A billion times better than you could ever imagine. I hope she watches. Somebody remind Anne to watch this because she's fucking amazing. We love her.
I don't want her going on a plane. She should come here.
Yeah, come here.
Have Uncle Don or Tom. Have Uncle Tom.
Oh my God, we love Uncle Tom. No, she can't get in a car with Uncle Tom.
Why is that? Oh.
Because he's old. Much like yourself. And Donna says it was a motion thing. What's wrong with you?
I thought like a light just went out, but I don't
possible. Could be the neighbors shutting their lights off.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be the neighbors
trying to run Corvette shutting his light off.
It's 9:33. I got a couple more. Did you go through all yours?
Boom. I believe I did. Oh, I had one more. You know how I'm in the creative services business. And when I see something good and from creative standpoint, I like to point it out. When the boys were here, we got Jeremiah's Italian Ice, which is down the street.
Good stuff.
Layered with it.
Oh, I think I still have mine. Can I have it?
Please, please,
please, please, please, please, please, please. Can you go get it for me, please?
Right now, I'm in the middle of a goddamn story. Marijuana taken. Anyway, all right. So I found the receipt to it, which was on our little catch-all counter over here, and had their tagline on it. So it's what they do is they make these things called gelatis, which is not gelato, but it was layer of Italian ice, layer soft serve, layer of Italian. Now the one we got had little crumbles of graham cracker, or was it graham cracker or was it cake? What did you guys have? The strawberry. They had the strawberry shortcake one.
You won't go in the house and get me mine.
I will go get it in just a sec.
I stretch it out. I get like a kitty and I stretch it out through the whole week. And I should even have that.
It's ice cream and Italian ice all in one. It's fantastic. But their tagline is live life to the coolest. It's fantastic.
Fuck yeah. Incidentally, we've been watching the show Shrinking on Apple TV, which we get for free through T-Mobile. Through our T-Mobile, we have T-Mobile through Costco. Oh my God, we got such a deal. We got $900 in Costco credits. We got like $200 or $330 for our phones. So we have like 2 months free. Plus we're saving $30 a month just on our bill. And we're getting Netflix for free and Apple TV for free. And I think Paramount for free too. It's the shit. But what was my point? Apple TV. Oh, so we're watching the show called Shrinking with Harrison Ford and Jason Segel on Apple TV. It's so sweet and heartwarming. And I don't know what my point of it was, but it was a really good show. Oh, so Jason Segel's best friend is this gay guy who reminds me of future Nolan. And he has a mantra that he uses. And I say affirmations every day. I actually write them out twice a day. And his mantra is everything goes my way. And I'm totally stealing that shit right there. I think Doug just ran to the bathroom. He's peeing right now because he's old. Anyway, everything goes my way. I hope everything goes your way too. And then I had a note here that said, and I know I touched on this before, but I think any organization that wants to divide people into little classifications and group is pure evil, and you should run from them. And that's all I have other than gratitude for today, because I'm going to just, tomorrow's notes will be tomorrow's episode. And if I come up with anything new, it's going to have to be the next day's episode. I'm just way too ahead of myself.
I don't know if you can see, but I am like sweating through my clothes right now.
What you should do is tell them about that shirt, because it was amazing.
We were moving, and so we had a bunch of people help us move. So we made up these shirts, King Movers, etc. Paid in good karma. But if you look closely at this little crown from King Movers, it's the FUCK King Movers.
It's FUC King Movers.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And then it says not available in Rhode Island. My youngest daughter had just moved to Rhode Island, and I was heartbroken. And my only coping mechanism is humor.
Well, the time she was in Rhode Island, and we had to move all her stuff anyway. So we were not happy with that.
It was not a good situation. I'm still not over it. Actual PTSD, which feels stupid,
but the movies,
compared to I feel like, because I have friends who legitimately have military PTSD, and I have a PTSD diagnosis from some things that have happened in my life, and I always feel like I can't have PTSD because I didn't go to war, but unfortunately my body has reacted as if I did. Tracy likes that tagline. Yeah, do you have your gratitude? Did you write it down?
I did not.
Christ.
I think one of my gratitudes was that the boys were here. That was fantastic.
That's actually number 2 on my list. Was the visit with the boys.
I'm glad that my boys ranked number 2 on your list. Thank you so much.
It's as things come to me. It's not like a ranking. Please know that if I don't put you first, I do save the podcast and the people that watch podcasts for the end, because I feel like it's a good way to wrap it up. But everything else I just do in random order. The visit with the boys. My friend Patrick is going to be home soon. I know Jen has been missing him, so I'm really glad for Patrick. I am really grateful for the show Shrinking. Harrison Ford does edibles. He's hilarious, great and everything. I want Harrison Ford to be my shrink. I am thankful for yoga with Joelle. I did 30 minutes of yin yoga today. She has an excellent series. Tracy. Check out yin. Oh, Tracy and Jeff. Check out Yin Yoga with Joelle. Anyone who has chronic pain, she does a series for yin for fibromyalgia. They're all very simple moves. Even if you're very limited, you should be able to do these. They're very gentle stretches. You'll do something like twist and just hold it and breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe. You should find your edge and, just push yourself a little. Not a lot, a little.
1%.
And I have to do it because I have been finding that I keep pulling something while I swim. So I have to do yoga and then swim.
Well, that water is super cold. Like when you get in it, you probably muscles.
How is it super cold? It's 90 fucking degrees without a pool heater, by the way. It feels like you're swimming in your own pee. I'm so glad you're watching Yoga with Joelle, but you have to actually do it. Have you been doing it?
Is Joelle the one that we watched?
Yeah. I think is she Brazilian? I don't know her deal.
I don't know. She's cute. She seems very nice. She's not as nice as that one that did the morning meditation. The thong. That was nice to look at.
We did a morning meditation. The lady had a dress on, but you could see her white thong underneath.
It was a black thong.
Tracy says she's thankful for his time with us and everyone sharing awesome stories. The laughs are endless. I know, right? We have such a great community here. And, one thing is...
And I'm hysterical. I don't know if
Doug is hysterical. Guys, if you could tell your friends, we have 7 viewers tonight. No, and people are like, oh, your podcast. We put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this nonsense.
But if you add up all these numbers that it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, back down to 3 to 4 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
I always forget that you
to 11. And then it goes up and down, probably about 20 times during the thing.
But if everybody who watched the podcast told 2 friends about the podcast, and then 2 friends came and watched the podcast, one of them would be horrified, never come back again. And one of them would come and tell 2 of their friends. One of them would be horrified, never come back again. But then they would have the other friend that came. So, maybe tell some people, like, be like, oh God, you've got to know about this. Like water cooler chat. What are you going to talk about? Seinfeld? That shit is old. Talk about this podcast. It's kind of like the Howard Stern show meets Rogan, meets Russell Brand, meets like Mark Mincola, meets like somebody on crack.
You're because I was waiting to see if you described yourself as somebody on crack. Like one of those African gray parrots that just says a bunch of stuff.
Tracy says she's a hyperflexor, so she moved to intermediate. I am too. Do you have Ehlers-Danlos? I need to double check my DNA. My sister has it, and I believe I do as well, but I don't like labels. And she says, Jerry. What was she saying? Jerry.
I think that's a Seinfeld line, which I haven't watched Seinfeld since it was on. There's certain shows I have a hard time going back and watching, but some I really like. Like Cheers, I thought was amazing. I can't go back and watch an episode or two, but I'm not getting sucked into the whole thing.
You know what we watched that I'll watch over and over again? Fucking Coach.
Oh, Coach is actually really funny. There's a lot of good physical humor in that.
Oh my God, the fucking episode when they buy the fucking turtle farm.
They bought a turtle farm from this guy.
So funny.
And then the vet told them that these animals will not live long in captivity, and they should be out in their natural habitat so they could live a long, healthy life.
They were sulcatas, right?
They were sulcata tortoises. They were big, right? So, of course, Coach and Dauber and Luther, they get in a boat.
They feel so bad.
And they in a storm, and they go out in the ocean and dump these tortoises into the ocean.
Not realizing they're not sea turtles. And so come to find out that the guy would say that every year, and these turtles had long outlived because they'd been treated properly. They were like, whatever.
But that was a show when it was on. I thought it was funny, but then in reviewing it, really gained a new appreciation.
I think Tracy has just raised a valid point. She says Jerry Springer. This show is just like Jerry Springer.
Oh, okay. I thought she was talking about Seinfeld because you had mentioned.
Oh,
Seinfeld
she might be, but I'm saying that the show is like Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer's dead, by the way.
She has not been tested for Ehlers-Danlos. That if that is how you spell it, that is exactly how you spell it. I cannot believe you've done that. 20 that you could do that. That's amazing. If you do your 23andMe, you can get the advanced testing that gives you the DNA, and you send it out to this other company. I think it's called Prometheus, but I could be wrong. And they tell you your shit. I definitely recommend finding out. But it's weird because it's like everything else. Like I feel like a label is just that. It's just a label. It puts you in a category, and they think that they're going to throw some pharmaceutical on you or bill your insurance company or whatever, and that's not going to help you. What you need to find what works for you. And I would argue that every one of us, no matter what our health issues are, could benefit from nurturing our nervous system, nurturing our health system, making sure all of our systems are working properly, finding homeostasis in our body, which is something that my cardiologist, Dr.
Lone.
It's Lone Cardiology, and her name is Dara Lee Lewis. She's a fantastic cardiologist in Chestnut Hill.
Jerry Lee Lewis is not your cardiologist.
Dara Lee
Lewis.
Oh,
okay. Jerry Lee
Lewis.
I thought he was Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, that's the other one. Well, they're both dead, and he's like a child molester. My doctor is not a child molester, but she does charge like a group rate. They're like a private thing. They'll take your Medicaid, but then you still have to pay $50 a month. It's bullshit. And I couldn't afford to see them anymore. Tracy, oh my God, how cool would it be if you did 23andMe and we found out we were related? We could be like sisters, but I think we already are.
And then you can't do the epileptic thing. So there you go.
Fuck that. I'll do epileptic lesbian activity with my sister all day long. Fuck you. But if you want to know, what you have and how to handle things better. Yeah. But I don't know that what's happening in Western medicine right now is helping people feel better. Like, obviously there's some things that are helping some people, but I think by and large, what's happening is drugs without informed consent. Actually, it was, I watched a very interesting TikTok today that I cannot talk about on this podcast, but a man his wife had taken his child for an appointment at a local pharmacy, and the child ended up in the hospital, and he was really not happy about the lack of informed consent.
At least he didn't find a ringtail on the side of the road and put it in the...
No, this was actually far worse than that.
Yeah.
The child was in the hospital, a 6-year-old with myocarditis in the hospital. Ooh, I don't know why this child had myocarditis at all. I don't know. But
it was on TikTok.
You should definitely check with your local health professional and or the CDC or whatever to, get this information, because what the fuck do we know? I just know that I saw something on TikTok.
It would be great if you had a company that would give you information about a medical condition and allow you to call in and get some some information sent to you and curated. And maybe even talk to an oncology nurse.
They don't exist anymore.
That would be a fantastic idea.
That whole division, is it getting closed down?
Huh?
Is that division getting closed down?
I'm not at liberty to say. I've signed documents.
Okay. Tracy said that would be really cool. My mom was adopted, so who knows? Charlie says nappy time is calling me. Good night.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
But no. You know what though? I gotta. Charlie is usually nocturnal, and he's trying to be diurnal.
Right. That's right. Okay, so we applaud the nappy.
But I would like to hear what you're grateful for before you go to bed. Go to smile with a happy face.
Oh, I know why he's going to be happy.
I'm thankful for my friend Christina. I know she's not watching tonight, but she answered some questions for me, even though she's busy taking care of her mom who's visiting. And I just love her. I'm super thankful for Barb O'Neill. I've been watching a ton of her shit on YouTube. I highly recommend it.
It's like a science class. She's loving it. I
drove my friend Jen to work. The hot ass neighbor down the street drove her to work this morning. It was so nice to have some time with her. And it was nice to get out, get in the sunshine, drive the Jeep. It was a good time. And I did not get lost. Because I use the GPS. She works on Del Prado, and it's like she goes this back way that I will never be able to figure out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it is what it is. And oh my God.
What?
So if you're from Cape Coral, one of you are. If you're from Cape Coral and you're driving from Veterans to Santa Barbara, you're going to take the left. Like you're coming to our house, or if you're going to Cape Coral Parkway, when you're backed up at that light always backs up. Be glad. There are some cute little owls living in the median, and we had a little chat. One of the owls is not a fan of Ugly Kid Joe, but the other owls seem to enjoy it. And then I got thank you for Destiny Capital One, who did not laugh too hard at me. And I'm thankful for tiny baby lizards because they were so cute. They're just a baby. Yeah. And of course, this podcast and all the people that support it. Thank you. We love you guys so much. Charlie is grateful for small achievements which lead to bigger goals. Tracy loves owls. They're so cute. These are they're like this big. They're burrowing owls. They're so cute.
Little owls.
And they're everywhere. They're everywhere here.
Like soda can owls.
You got anything else you're thankful for?
I'm thankful for so many things.
Well, name 10 of them. You could write them down before the podcast like I do.
Well, I could, but I'm too busy writing about ringtail wreaks havoc and ladies'
so what, you're thankful that you don't have a ringtail wreaking havoc?
I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for all the people. I'm thankful for hot water in the morning. I'm thankful for
my motherfucking pool.
Decaf coffee because I enjoy that. No, the camera's on you. I can't take it off because you're in the. All right, let's see what she's. Let me just describe what's happening here. She is disrobed in full. So we have the cage lit up, and it's completely lit up, and you can see this thing from space. So, yeah, now she's wiggled her way into a flamingo, and now she's floating across. And now I can kind of share this nonsense right there. So yeah, that's it. That's it for her. Everything important is covered by a flamingo. Well, I'm gonna go before you can start this because you might be able to see some different things under the water. Anyways, thanks for joining us. Thanks for putting up with that. Tracy says enjoy the pool. Todd says I can't say here what would bring a smile to his face, etc. All right, I'm gonna shut this off before this gets PG-13. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night.